But you want me to come out looking like you? Cactus butt? We gotta finish the job. Well, he's as good as dead out there anyway. And if he comes back, we'll kill him. Yeah! You hear that? If you never come back, we'll kill ya!
Hey, I'm Brandon Dyer, Baker Ryan for Hank. I'm here to tell you that my very, very popular and successful podcast, Big Money Energy, is returning for Season 2 on October 25th, so subscribe now. Season 2 features conversations with some of the smartest people in the world, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, Ben Ball, Rebecca Minkoff, Jim Fleck, and more. Listen to Big Money Energy on iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Provided by Discovery Zone and our zone to a place called Childhood, a place full of laughter, exploring and learning, to be shared with moms and dads. Discovery Zone, celebrating childhood.
Kfi Am 640 live everywhere on the radio app. Hey everybody, it's the Fork Report, all things food. So Vedra, how do you do? Happy Halloween weekend to you. We are talking to my friend Amy Dixon. She is a caterer, she is a baker, and now a podcaster. We're talking, of course, technique of the week, which is what we do at the beginning of every Fork Report. Right now we're talking about soup. So Amy, we're talking about building your stock / broth, and so you put the bone in there. Where do you get your bones? What kinds of bones work best?
Well, I like most of the time, chicken stock is what you use typically in most states, unless you're doing like a vegetable beef or something like that. But I like to roast my chicken in the oven, and then I get it out. I take all the meat off the bone, except the fatty part, and I'll throw that in, and all those bones and maybe the skin, any of that stuff, I'll throw in the pot. Fill it up with the water, do like I said, the eggs, all that stuff, bring it to a boil. I always have to bring it to a boil. Then let it simmer, 20, 30 minutes. You can put tomatoes, the mushrooms, put celery, and I love celery leaves. You can't get better flavor than when you use the leaves of celery. I love it. And then you just strain it. And then once you strain it, I put it back on, and then I'll add any spices. Like if I'm doing a tortilla soup, I'll put like cumin, coriander. I wait until after I, boiled it. I just feel like it's fresher that way.
Yeah, so the flavors will pop differently, and then you kind of made that canvas kind of. It's like building a sauce. You kind of build it basically basic sauce, then you kind of modify it based on the flavors you're going to be using. So is there a ratio? I know it's not really a recipe when you're doing this, but is there a ratio of bones to cups of water or pints?
I mean, yeah, like, I just usually, because, I don't measure, God, I don't measure anything. I just say, right? But and it does cut down, so it's going to reduce down a little bit, but I bet I use about 8 cups of water for, like, a whole chicken.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? For like a whole chicken carcass, I guess you want to call it.
Now,
if it was
somebody,
a carcass, I'd do more.
Amy, let's say, and if you're just tuning in, I'm talking to Amy Dixon. She is from Amy's Cakes and Catering, also her homemade homicide podcast, which is brand new. You can find her on Instagram. She doesn't have a website, but trust me, it's worth connecting with her for your next event, maybe something coming up for the holidays, at Amy_custom cakes. At Amy_custom cakes. and you'll be able to find the podcast and everything via there and her other Instagrams. But that's the one I'm going to give so people know where to find you. So, Amy,
Yeah, that's
and
good.
is it fair to say you could, if you got a rotisserie chicken at Costco or the grocery store and you pulled the meat off, you could use the carcass?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you don't have to do it, the low and slow way. And there's a lot of times that I don't do it that way too if I'm in a hurry. But yeah, if you really want to get that flavor and really, and you've got a couple hours to make some soup, then I would do it I would do it the long way.
And then you have your stock. You boil it, and then you simmer it for about 20, 25 minutes, or 20,
something
30
like that.
minutes. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you take, you strain it, and then
Strain
you
it.
can put it back on the fire, and that's where you start building those other flavors.
Right.
Put seasoning in and things like that. And that can be cooled down, put in, Tupperware, what have you, and put into the freezer. And then you're good to go to build your soup. Hang tight, because we're up against the break, but I want to continue to talk to you about this. So, can you stay for a segment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, what do you do there? You're gonna say no, and then I'm gonna badmouth you the whole time. So it was a good choice. Excellent choice, Amy. You did right. So hang tight. We'll be back with more as we are doing, of course, our technique of the week. We're talking about soup. But also, with Amy Diskin, she is a caterer, she is a baker, but she also has a new podcast, Homemade Homicide, where we'll get into that in a little bit, kind of a combination of food and freaky stuff. So go nowhere. It is the Fourth Report. I'm Neil Saavedra. KFI 8640. Let's get that news with Amy King with KFI News.
Health experts are encouraging families to follow COVID-19 safety guidelines to keep kids safe this Halloween.
Staying in smaller groups is always going to be best. Making sure that if you are in larger groups or inside, that you're wearing masks and taking the other precautions as appropriate.
Dr. Lee Savio Beers with the American Academy of Pediatrics is parents should also remember to watch out for traffic, supervise kids as they trick or treat, and other regular Halloween safety measures. Officials in Virginia have increased the law enforcement presence in the northern part of the state because of potential terrorist threats. ABC's Andy Fields says federal officials have linked the threats to ISIS.
Police still evaluating its credibility. Law enforcement urging Arlington County residents to look for suspicious behavior and report it over the Halloween weekend. It sounds that many people are wearing costumes.
Shopping centers, restaurants, churches, and public transportation will have increased security at least through the weekend. Almost 3 out of 4 unvaccinated workers say they'd rather quit their job than get the shot. A Kaiser Family Foundation survey found 72% of workers say they'd leave their work if they were ordered to get the COVID vaccine. If workers were offered the option of regular testing instead of the vaccine, the number who said they'd quit dropped to 37%. About 60% of those surveyed say they would apply for a medical or religious exemption from the vaccine. The first woman deputy chief in LAPD history has died. Peggy York died October 17th after a serious illness. She was the inspiration for the 80s cop show Cagney and Lacey. York was married to O.J. Simpson judge Lance Ito. She was 80 years old.
Here I am! Santa's coming to town! Oh my God!
Actor Will Ferrell says not even $29 million could convince him to return to his role as Buddy for an Elf sequel. Ferrell said he turned down the offer to do the project because he just couldn't promote a movie he didn't think would be good. Ferrell has also said in the past he's not interested in squeezing into his Elf types again. Elf was released in 2003. It's one of the most successful Christmas movies ever, and one of my favorites. Crash in Cerritos, Summer 91.
That Teddy News found after 6:05. That wreck is blocking the carpool lane, so your drive is jammed from Lakewood Boulevard. Pacoima on the 5 northbound at the 118. Watch out for a crash blocking the 2 right lanes. You're seeing some stop-and-go delays from Terabella Street. And good news in Long Beach on the 710 northbound. That's at the 405. An earlier wreck that was in the right lane is now off to the right shoulder. Traffic is recovering from Pacific Coast Highway. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Pedro Moreno.
New windows for your home bring light, beauty, of course, efficiency, And I know this firsthand. The French doors, the stunning kitchen windows from American Vision Windows brought me some of the most dramatic and beautiful changes to our home. And, you know, Bill and Kathleen's story, we've heard it a bunch of times here. Horrible experience when they replaced their own windows years ago. They started their own company. You fast forward 20 years, they're still bringing warmth, light, tons of beauty to homes like mine. For a limited time, American Vision Windows will pay the tax plus zero payment until 2023. Taxes based on material only, on purchase of 8 or more windows, cannot be combined with any other offers on approved credit, of course. Some restrictions apply, like the offer expires November 30th, 2021. CSLP number 778-326. I recommend them to friends and family all the time. Of course, I recommend them to you. Trust the window company. My friends trust my family. Trust. I trust American Vision Windows. Give them a call today. Get that free estimate. 888-226-9908. That's 888-226-9908. Or for more monthly specials, visit AmericanVisionWindows.com.
Southland weather from KFI. Low clouds at the beaches spreading inland overnight. Lows in the 40s and 50s. Cooler tomorrow for your Halloween. 60s at the coast. 70s inland under partly sunny skies. Mostly cloudy with highs in the 60s to low 70s Monday. And looks like pretty much the same forecast. Temperatures are going to jump up and down, but mainly in the 60s and 70s through most of next week. We read local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Amy King.
This is David Smith, owner of Service Champion Plumbing, Heating, and AC. You might find this hard to believe, but the thing that makes me the happiest is when my customers' heaters don't break down. That's right, we love not fixing heaters. We're first and foremost a maintenance company. We fix problems before they happen, when they're tiny and inexpensive. We only charge $88 for a comprehensive precision tune-up and professional cleaning, and our goal is to catch every single problem and make your heater last longer and run more efficiently. That's why we even guarantee our tune-up. If your unit breaks down this season, we'll refund your $88 to credit it towards the repair. That's how serious we are about not fixing heaters. Call Service Champions right now to schedule your $88 tune-up at 833-777-7777 or find us online at servicechampions.com.
If you thought you missed the lowest mortgage rates in history, you're in luck because they're back. Mortgage rates are near historic lows again. So if you have a mortgage, refinance it and forget it. You'll never have to worry about refinancing again. Network Capital Funding is offering the low 15-year fixed rate at 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Incredible! Network Capital has built a reputation for saving people time and money with our unique process that's fast, simple, and secure. Our 15-year fixed rate is 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Second chances will come often, and you may never see these rates again. So refinance it and forget it. That's a 15-year fixed rate at 1.875%. Yes, 1.875% with a 2.01 APR. Call the experts at Network Capital now. Call 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1-HIT. As in home run. Call now and save big on your refi. 800-500-1-HIT. 800-500-1448.
Oh, girl, thank you. You're a lifesaver. No problem. There's always something with my car. I love a new car like yours. Actually, it's not new. It's a Toyota certified used car. Wow, looks new. Drives great. Oh, that's because Toyota inspects from top to bottom. Gives them great warranties. And, you know, it's a Toyota. Mind dropping you off at a Toyota dealer? Good move.
The best new cars do make the best used cars. And now, get 1.99 APR on any used Camry, Corolla, RAV4, or any of the Prius family. Along with a 160-point inspection, you get a 12-month or 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty and 7 years of roadside assistance from the date of purchase. For all warranties, see dealer for details. Not all customers will qualify. Limited term financing through Toyota Financial Services. Must take delivery from Toyota Certified Used Vehicle Dealer stock by midnight November 1st. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
For official rules and more information about contacts on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules.
There's red, blue, and then there's you. You're a free thinker and believe the best idea should win no matter whose idea that is. In KFI AM 640, we give you all the news you need and a variety of opinions. You make up your own mind. Beholden to no one, live, local, and independent. KFI AM 640 is made for independent thinkers like you. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on that there iHeartRadio app. Hey everybody, it's the Fort all things food, beverage, and beyond. Happy Halloween weekend. One of my favorite holidays. I love dressing up. As a kid, it was always a good time dressing up and being creative. Going out, getting free candy, what's not to love. Of course, be safe and beware of wingnut driving when your kids are around trick-or-treating. That scares me all the time. It's just idiots. And, you know, hearing Amy King during the news talk about that it lands, one of the reports was about it landing on a Sunday, tomorrow, of course, and that's when street racers come out. So I hope none of those idiots are on the road, and if you know that they're in your area, maybe find a different area to trick-or-treat, just because of safety. We are into Technique of the Week. We normally do this, the two first segments of the show, every Saturday starting at 2. But I'm extending it a little bit because I'm enjoying talking to Amy Diston. She is with Amy's Cake and Catering. Actually, it's not just with them, she is them. Amy's Cake and Catering also has a new podcast called Homemade Homicide that ties in cooking with killing. I mean, that's the reality. Sick bastard. Anyway, so you can find that as well, but I would suggest starting at her Instagram, as she does not have a website. It's at Amy_custom cakes. At Amy_custom cakes. We're talking, though, Technique of the Week, we're talking about soup. We talked about building the broth, which is going to be your base, and then that broth can be frozen, be kept. It's one of those things you do on Sunday, make a lot of it, you can freeze it, and then have it ready to go when you want to build your soup. So, Amy, we've got the broth. What's next?
So it depends. I like to add a lot of vegetables. Meatballs are good. Right? Oh God, I love meatballs. Yes, albondigas is so good.
That's
I love a pint washington. Do you really? Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Oh, my mom makes a great albondigas, and it tends to be a holiday favorite for us as well around Christmas. But it has become one of my favorites. As a kid, I wasn't terribly crazy about it, but it's one of those things that now it's not easy to find, even at Mexican restaurants. But man, when I come across it, it's a thing of beauty.
So good, right?
So
yes, I love that. I love go ahead.
Yeah, you know, what about what comes to mind is when you talk about soup, or of course the mirepoix. That's something that I think about. Is that something that, am I confusing that with stews, or are those the same things that are going to be going into a soup?
I think that's more of a, that can be, it depends on what kind of soup, I guess, but yeah, I think it's probably both, don't you?
It's going to be, kind of to be one of those things where you've got your carrots, onions,
right.
These things are going to be part of, and celery, of course, are going to be a great flavor of base regardless. Also, you're going to get different reactions out of them. You're going to eat the denser carrot, and then you're going to have both the flavor and the lighter texture of the onion, and then kind of the crunch,
right.
and that very bright you know, herbaceous, that you know, taste that you get from
But for
celery.
me,
I think.
chicken noodle soup, yeah, for me, chicken noodle soup is onions, celery, carrots, and then, you know, your chicken and your pasta. And, you know, I mean, that's how you start out. And then I have my Italian wedding soup, same thing, onions, carrots, celery, but I also put in, you know, kale and spinach or, you know, I can't get enough vegetables in my soup.
Yeah, I like a good hearty soup. You know, it was interesting at Campbell's for a while. I don't think they do these anymore, but they made these homemade style of their chicken noodle, and they came in jars, and they had like double the amount of veggies, and it made it so much better to have all those different chunks. So, on that note, let's say, because I think chicken noodle soup is one of the best soups on the planet. You're building a chicken noodle soup, the chicken's going to go in there. What about the pasta? When you're doing the noodles, how do you keep them from getting mushy? At what time do you put them into it?
What I do, like if I'm, well, I make a lot of soups for my parents now because they're up there in age. And so what I do is I make the pasta, put it in a Ziploc, and I have them add the pasta as they eat the soup. Because I might give them like a quart, and they're only going to have a little bit, and so I tell them, okay, when you're heating your soup up, just put a handful of pasta in your soup. And that way, it doesn't, because it's going to get all mushy.
Yeah.
If, you know what I mean, if it's sitting. So that's what I like to do if I'm making soup for someone who's going to eat it, you know, maybe all of it right away.
Okay, and if they are, you put that in at the end?
I'll put it right in, yeah. But I don't cook it, I cook it separate.
Gotcha.
I don't cook it in, I don't put the pasta in to cook in the soup, because what happens is the pasta soaks up your broth, which, I mean, is good, but when you're making soup, you'll lose the, you know, the broth. So I like to cook it separate and then put it in once it's cooked.
Oh, that's a great idea. So you're not changing the base by absorbing all of that.
If it's rice, I go ahead and put the rice in, but you don't put much rice in because it'll really swell up, and you have to make sure you have more broth because the rice is going to soak up, you know, some of that broth. But it's so delicious.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, we come back. One more segment. I want you to tell everybody about your Homemade Homicide podcast.
Yes.
All right, my friend. So hang tight. We'll come back and we'll get to that for those that like true crime and cooking. You know, who wouldn't put those together? My guest is Amy Diston. She's from Amy's Cakes and Catering. She has a new podcast, Homemade Homicide. I thought it'd be fun to talk to her right before Halloween. You could find her on Instagram only, at Amy_custom cakes. At Amy_custom cakes, and find out all about her there. We've used her before, and yes, I pay for her. So it's not like it's some sort of quid pro quo. I love what she does. All right, it is the Fork Report. Let's get the latest news now with Amy King in the Kfi Newsroom.
Alec Baldwin has spoken publicly for the first time since the shooting on the set of the movie Rust. He said that Helena Hutchins' death was horrible. He said that they were friends and that the movie set was a very well-oiled crew film shooting together. The LA Long Beach Port Complex will begin fining shipping companies $100 per container per day if they let cargo containers stack up as the nation's busiest ports deal with a massive backlog. 40% of all shipping containers enter the U.S. or entering the U.S. come into the LA and Long Beach ports. Dodgers slugger Albert Pujols says he wants to keep playing baseball until he can't do it anymore. He racked up 679 home runs and ranks 5th on the all-time home run list. He signed a one-year deal with the Dodgers after being released by the Angels in May. We've got some trouble on the 91. We'll give you the latest next.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? And should I try it? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. It's the body's air filter for trapping allergens and viruses. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Nasal irrigation is an effective, all-natural way to clean your nose. It's not a drug, it's more like plumbing. Saline goes in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and germs. I'm Martin Hope, and I invented Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. It's the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart. Or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Over 2 million sold. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
There's no shortage of ways Norm Reeves Honda Superstore works to get you a super new Honda. Return your Honda lease to one of their 5 Honda Lease Return Supercenters and shop their super selection in store, online, or custom order. Learn more at normreeves.com.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores.
Partly cloudy after morning clouds burn off for your Halloween. Highs will be in the 60s, the coast 70s inland. This report brought to you by Norm Reeves Honda Superstore. Crash in Cerritos on the 91.
That's eastbound at the 605. It has the carpool and left lane blocking now, so it's causing heavy traffic from Paramount Boulevard. In Hollywood on the 101 southbound as you approach Hollywood Boulevard, you start to see brake lights there, and it stays busy up until you get to the 110. Pacoima on the 5 northbound at the 118, a crash there is taking away the 3 right lanes. Your drive is jammed from the 170. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster on Pedro Moreno.
Staples Connect has the tech and tools you need. Now get up to $170 off select PCs like the Lenovo IdeaPad 5i with Intel i7 processor. Explore more in-store or staplesconnect.com. In-store only offer and 1030 limit fee. Staples Connect, the working and learning store.
We survived winter in Siberia, my mother told me, by literally eating dirt. Hello, I'm John Acquain, owner of River Hero Plumbing. I can't imagine living like that, but dirt, my mom told me, had nutrients. We are so fortunate to live in the world's richest country, but every day children go hungry. At River Hero Plumbing, we want to help. So we're bringing back our Hero Help program. Before COVID-19, we fed the homeless, adopted families, and cleaned the bay. But our most popular program was handing out canned goods. River Hero will once again hand out food with no questions asked. Simply pull up in your car and we'll help your family. Go to RiverHero.com/Hero Help for the date and location. If you want to donate canned goods, call us at 866-377 for a River Hero Plumbing location nearest you. Thank you.
CO 1028886.
Mark your calendars. Forever 21 is opening a new store at the shops at McKinsey Ale. Join their grand opening event on Saturday, October 30th. Shop exclusive deals and get a free tote bag. Pause on October 30th while supplies last. Purchases change without notice. See store for details. I've struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Radio advertising to connect your business with holiday shoppers wherever they go. Use iHeart Ad Builder to create an affordable custom radio ad right on your phone. Just click, listen, approve, then hear it on the radio. Create your customized ad today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Contractor license 1023-790.
Kenny, I heard Gettle Air Conditioning has an irresistible offer for everyone out in radio land. We use that to be good. Well, tell me about it. Rejuvenation. But the summer's about over. I know. That's why the time is now. You're going to have to explain that. If you have electric heat, your heater is just the air conditioner running backwards all winter. You're saying it needs some refreshment?
Yeah, and if you have gas heat, now is the time to make sure your AC is in tip-top shape and restored to factory specs so that you can turn it on with confidence when the desert heat returns in a couple of months.
Rejuvenation.
Rejuvenation.
How much?
Just $129.
That's a great deal.
Great deals are what I'm known for, Zach.
Really? I thought you was mostly known for having a dog named Sadie.
Well, that's it.
Well, GLE-TTL.
Sadie said to say hello, by the way.
Adventurers wanted at La Mesa RV. Your search for a sleek, maneuverable adventure van is made easy at La Mesa RV. Our selection of top names like Winnebago, Pleasureway, Storyteller, and Jayco are in stock. Ready to go. Get off the grid comfortably in a Mercedes, Ford, or Dodge-powered adventure van equipped with a range of amenities. Save thousands now and fly away in the adventure van you've been searching for. Your adventure van source is an easy drive to San Diego. La Mesa RV.
The Breast Cancer Research Foundation, the highest-rated breast cancer organization in the U.S., is committed to being the end of breast cancer by advancing the world's most promising research. At BCRF, we know that research saves lives. Since 1993, BCRF scientists have been involved in every major breakthrough in breast cancer research. Visit bcrfcure.org to learn how you can be part of the next breakthrough and be the end of breast cancer.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
This Halloween weekend,
What's the Rockies? You are on the air.
Ghost to Ghost from the Art Bell Archive.
Real ghost stories from real people.
A special KFI Halloween weekend presentation. Ghost to Ghost with Art Bell.
It's well worth the listen.
Tonight at 8 on KFI AM. World's more stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on that there iHeartRadio app. Hey everybody, it's the Fork Report. Halloween weekend. Happy Halloween to you. I'm Neil Saavedra, your host for this gastronomical whatever it is we do every single Saturday from 2 to 5. Thanks for hanging out. It's time to celebrate food. Of course, Halloween, candy, all that good stuff. We'll get into some haunted places. Supposedly haunted. I'm not a believer in ghosts, but I like talking about it, and I think it's fun. We've been doing an extra extended dance version of our technique of the week. My friend Amy Grissom, she is Amy Cakes and Catering, and also has a new podcast called Homemade Homicide. And I thought, oh, this is a good opportunity to have her come on. We talked about soups. You can go back and listen to that on the podcast later. You can find her on Instagram. There is no website. You can find her on Instagram at symbol Amy's_custom cakes. And find her there if you're looking for great cakes and baked goods and, of course, catering needs. But I want to know more about this podcast that you are doing, Amy, and why. How did this come about?
Okay, well, it's not a podcast. It's a video. It's a YouTube. Kind of like a show. Yeah, but it's fine. I 6 to 1. And
it's a podcast, right? But they get to see you because you're showing them how to cook, right?
Yeah. So they learn recipes or they learn a technique, and then I just have this insatiable appetite for
take care of me. And here goes into this here. Okay. Okay. That's it. Separate. Fast and powerful. Fast and powerful. Number 5. Fast and powerful. Yes.